it. Come on in, guys. I'm trying to make sure, ooh, excuse me, I got everything hooked up right. Come on in. What's up, guys? Come on in. I'm just doing my last minute. Let me make sure I got some sound. I'm talking. This would be that part. Okay, I do. We go in here. Okay, so we got that. So listen, I got a million things I'm doing at one time, but kicking it to the curb. Let me get our music going. Oh Lord, let me find, what is it hooked on to? What's up, y'all? Come on in. So I'm Coach Nye. If y'all are new to the platform, this platform is about finding your purpose, standing your power, learning about self-love. Yesterday I came on and we talked about women standing in grace, and it turned into a whole teachable moment, and I actually enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it a whole lot. So I am going to kick it off. If you were here yesterday, I hope you enjoyed yourself, and thank you for coming back. If you guys are new, thank you for choosing this platform to come in. So this is what I want to say. Yesterday we talked about a lot of things. I'm more of a researcher, so I research and I dig into things, and nobody had an issue with it, but I just need to explain some things to some people, because as we talked about people that's in the void. What is the void? We say the void is after the awakening, you are stuck in this place. You done stepped out of the matrix, right? And you're in this place and you're trying to figure out what is happening, what is this, what is that. I don't even understand. You don't understand anything that's going on. All you know is that what you used to believe and what they told you to believe when you were younger, when you were a kid or growing up, or even through your adult life, you realize ain't none of that good. So that's the void, when you don't know which way to go and you're like, okay, which way should I go? How should I do this? So what I want to explain to you is, when you're in that situation and you're trying to figure out, you have awakened and you're trying to figure out what's real, what's not, it is very important that you do not attach yourself to just anything and anybody because it sounds good. Well, I thought about that yesterday, so I'm going to attach myself to this. Don't just attach yourself to things and people and what they're saying to their teaching. Now, with me, I do a lot of research, so I did a lot of teaching, and yesterday I spoke about it. You guys, I ask that you like, share, and follow, please, and thank you. And thank you, Serena, for sharing the video. And so in that, I was speaking about, the different things. I was showing you how deep I get into my studies, how deep I get into my research. And, in order to go deep, it is very important for you to go deep. You have to already be balanced on what you believe in. Your beliefs have to be strong. Your values, your God, you have to be strong in that, because when you start opening up different books and learning, and that's just part of the awakening, you start learning about things that you never thought twice about, right? Thank you for the follow. So what you'll have to do is be very mindful. If you're not strong in your faith, don't go following and picking up books and reading them and getting to understand this and following different people, because you are going to mess around, find yourself in a bad situation, and that's on the other side of God. Now, the most important thing that I teach is to go within. You have to go within to find God, to find the answers, to figure it out. Once you step away, and I call it the matrix, we all call it the matrix. Once you step away from that, that is for you to go find God. Nobody can guide you. And I need you to understand that. No one can tell you what to do. No one can guide you. No one can do this. Hey, Serena, let's get it then. And so don't let anyone guide you, okay? Because what you'll do is, some people, they fall victim to following deities and different things and not knowing what they're doing, because this conversation sounds so good and believable. right? So it's not that folks are out here making up things. It's not that. They're just speaking from their belief. And I'm big on, I'm not here to tell anybody what to believe in, who to believe in. I know who I am. I know who I believe in. And that's just that. And that's what I follow my teachings on. However, I don't knock anybody for what you believe in, because if you look at the two different religions, right? So you look at Christianity, you look at Muslim or whoever else, and you're going to see that they all have a God, but it's many gods in every, right? But it's always that one enemy. But the thing is, if I was to go to a Muslim and preach from our Bible, right? They would tell me I'm a lie. No, that's not true. And then they'll try and make me believe what they believe in. Hold on, forgot to put it on. Same way, if someone tried to come to me, go to a Christian and say, hey, the Quran is this, that, and that, and then they're like, no, you're wrong, you're going to hell. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in knocking anybody. Whatever you believe in, that's what you believe in. My job is to be me and do me. And that's what I want. If you guys are tuning in, if you've been that one, take heed to this. Please stop. Your job is to be you. Your job is not to go to anyone and just strip them of everything, because that's what caused the division of everything in the first place. Now, a lot of people say, their ancestors, they go run to their ancestors and they're summoning up their ancestors. Well, the teaching that I taught yesterday, when I was in the book of Jeremiah, God's wrath came upon, God's wrath came upon them because, not Jeremiah, but came upon the people because of the fact he said the ancestors broke the covenant. The ancestors did these things. Now, I'm not talking about your ancestors that were maybe 100 years ago, 200 years. I'm talking about centuries and centuries ago, right? In biblical time. And that's why after he brought them out of Egypt, and they were in the wilderness, and everyone thought it was like, oh, they're in the woods, they're in the desert. They were in confusion all those years. For 40 years, they was wandering around the wilderness with confusion. Wilderness, desert, confusion. That's what it equals up to. So they were confused all these years because they kept worshiping idols and different things like that. Those are the ancestors that we're talking about, going way back then. And then when they set the standard of what law should be, of what religion should be, and what this, that, and they broke that covenant when God only had it one way. So then you have these different religions that were birthed from that idea and what was taught. So when you say I'm, calling on all my ancestors, see, this is the reason why we're breaking generational curses now, is because those ancestors that you're calling up and that you're leaning on, see, they're going to keep you in a bind. They're going to keep you in the matrix. They're going to keep you in the wilderness, because that's what they knew, the wilderness. And then the ones that came after them, they may have had jobs to try and break it, but they could not break the matrix, because if they did, they'd be stoned, they'd be put to death. They had to do their stuff in secret. And then when they did their stuff in secret, they were called witches and, warlocks and different things like that, because they wasn't practicing what they was practicing. So the names of things, understand God for yourself. Find him for yourself. Stop looking at what everybody told you. Now, we also talked about the younger generation. What do? They all went into the whole thing of universe, right? They talk about the universe, and everybody get mad because I was one of them. I wanted to, I don't know what y'all talking about. What y'all talking about? The universe is God. But the separation between that, and that is their job, to bring back the inheritance back to the general wealth, back to the bloodline. And so what they are saying is, in that mix of their calling out to the universe, it's not that they're not calling out to the God that you believe in, the God I am. It's not that they're not calling out to him. It's just that we were taught to put stipulations on them. We were taught to reject people. And even so-called Christians, they were taught to reject people, to reject, to say, that's not right. You're doing wrong. I'm holier than thou. Look at me. I'm saying this. I'm a pastor. I'm a deacon. I got a title. I've been reading this. I can memorize the Bible. You're not good. This, that, and the third. Instead of doing what the Bible said, is to guide them gently. So when God allowed this new generation to come in with the knowledge already within them, because they came with the veil lifted, meaning that veil, it was broken. That curse was broken. And then they came in understanding that they only have to listen to one person, and that's God. And they only got to tap into God. They ask God for everything. They ask God for the universe. Now, with the thing with that as well, too, that's why a lot of them can manifest so much money. They can manifest the things that they want, because they're not worrying about what other people say. for us, when they look at us weird. So, y'all say God is this mean person because they say we can't do everything. Anything that look fun, we say, God, that's not right. And then we make God look boring because it's like, read your Bible. Well, you open up the book. You tell me. Because I could open it up and I read it too. And some days I'm just like, well, wait a minute, where was I? And I get lost in my own thought. And that was before I awakened. I would read it in those terms because it's like, what am I reading? But now I understand the secrets that's within it. So with them, they started the whole universe. The name, we're going to call him universe because he is the God of all knowing of all things, because he I am. You said he I am. So why we can't call him universe? Y'all say he I am, but y'all saying he mean. Y'all saying he don't like us. Y'all saying that he don't like this. Y'all saying that he look at us like this. But that y'all say that, oh, this is witchcraft. But where did these people come from? So you telling me that God created us, and then the people that practice witchcraft or people that practice tarot, whatever it is, they was just dropped on the earth? See, it's us that messed that up with the newer generation. So God told me I'm going to be the bridge to gap. So he gave me a job and I said I'm going to do that. But that's what we talked about yesterday, okay? So if you're in that part of awakening to something new and you're starting to look at things like, this is not right. I'm not understanding this. I'm not feeling this. Do not tie yourself to people. And then when I come on here and teach, don't run with everything that I tell you. Do not run with it. Fact check. That don't mean come back to me like you was wrong, because I'm not going to care. I'm going to probably block, delete. Get away from me. I don't have time for the drama. I got a job. I don't come on this platform to just have fun and yak. I don't even have a social media account other than this platform for the business, right? And so I'm only here to be a message. So if I don't have a message, I'm not going to even come on here. That's how I operate. And it's not that I'm mean. It's not any of those things. It's just that being in this season, I learned how to be obedient because it's something bigger than that. Now that I said that, like I said, I be coming out here to say what I need to say. But then, if I feel moved to say something else, I'm going to say it. So you guys, let's like, share, follow. Let's get it going. So I was in my studies. Okay. Now, I was thinking about Moses, right? Moses was a trip. And I was like, you know what? Moses, I have a lot of Moses traits. And the reason why I have a lot of Moses traits, one, I can't find my towel. But anyway, because I'm like, I couldn't, when I first started, when God told me I was going to be doing this, I'm like, God, that ain't even me. What you want me to be doing all this for? This ain't even me. It's not my style. I want to be behind the scenes. I'm a life coach. I want people to just, I'll personal train. I want people to just come to me and then, I could personal train them and then give them some life coach lessons. You know what I mean? That's it. God was like, no, you got something to say. I'm like, well, God, I don't want to talk, because I've been told for years growing up that, don't talk. Like what I said wasn't important. And then when I got older enough to talk, I went too deep with things. I overly explained things and people thought like, get to the point. Well, what they didn't understand is that I'm a deep person. I want to make sure you understand, because they didn't know the teacher in me. They didn't know the spiritual side of me, because I never let anyone know that, because I just wanted everything to just get along. No, don't ask me too many questions. Just go about your business. So it was more to why I spoke and I overly explained. It's not that you were stupid. It's just the fact that's what's in me, because I know that I'm supposed to be teaching for you to understand. I just didn't know it was to be teaching this. So all these years that I've been giving out this free teaching, you better clock that. So listen, I'm like, all right, cool, God. That's what you want me to do. Fine. So I'm like, all right, well, you going to send me Aaron? No. So that's what me and Moses differ. No, you going to do it. I'm going to send you, I'm going to change your name. So just like in the Bible, he changed everybody's name and it didn't take too many syllables away. It was Sarah, then, Sarah, then Sarah. Abram, then Abraham, things like that. So he was like, okay, Nye, you about to be Coach Nye. All right, cool. I'll take that, because I came up with a whole new name when I wrote my book. Matter of fact, let me promote my book before we get started. It is The Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is in Walmart, Amazon, and Barnes & Noble website. Get your book, because we're starting our book club. Get your book and then sign up on my site that's in the bio. there. If you need life coaching, get there, a consultation, whatever it is. Your first life coaching session with me is free, 30 minutes free, period. That's it. And if I'm not a good fit for you, I'm not going to sway you to stay. I'm not going to do anything. I'll refer you to what you need, even if it's with personal training. So back to my story. So I'm like, okay, well, you ain't gonna send me nobody. He was like, no, I'm going to give you your title. You're about to be a master at this. And I'm like, how am I a master at this? What do you mean a master at this? I just started this. You told me to get on there, and I did personal training videos. And then because that was my passion, we talk about passion and purpose. And I did that. And then he started saying, do little bits here and there. Then he told me to write a book. Then all of a sudden now I got a whole podcast. I got a whole, thing. And then he said, hey, we're about to switch it up. We're about to turn it into, you're going to actually teach. Okay, cool. I could teach people how to love their self because I had to go through the process. He said, no. You're going to teach them about me. Now, God, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Teach them about you. Do you know how many people that's well advanced, when it comes to Bible verses and scriptures and things like that, and you want me? He was like, yeah, just do what I say. I was like, all right, cool. So it starts slowly coming. And I wasn't confident at first. I was just like, oh, okay. Put this out there. I'm going to throw it out there and see what stick. And it seemed to just stick. And then I started showing more of myself. So it's not that he wanted me to come up with my Bible. It's not that he wanted me to do that and just come on here like Pastor Coach Nye. No, what he wanted me to do is be me. And that's the most important thing when you're learning to operate in your purpose, is to be you, not anybody else. Thank you for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the follows. Come on in. So when I get on here and I speak, I'm not being anyone. I'm not trying to do this. Like I just left, I worked out and I came on, go ahead and do my job. I said 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday. This is where I'll be, right? So just be me. Speak. What is my testimony? What do I study? Share with you how I study. Yeah, this is an ordinary chick right here because that's what I'm down to earth. I'm just an ordinary down to earth chick. But the knowledge is within me. And the reason why the knowledge is within me, because I had to understand and identify that the kingdom is within me. So if God created me, in his image and the kingdom lives within me, then why can't I? I had to get away from the whole thing of, well, you got to have a title. Now, back to the title. I'm like, well, these folks, they would come on. In the beginning, they would say, you teaching a sermon, you're like a pastor. And I was like, no, don't call me that. I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm telling them what not to call me. I'm telling them what not to do because I'm still stuck in the mindset. A pastor or a bishop has not acknowledged that, confirmed that. But then it made me realize as time went on, God was teaching me. He took me back in time in the Bible. He took me, and there was no bishop. There was no this. It was God will send his angels and tell them. See, and he talks about Jeremiah 1:5. He talks about while you were in your mother's womb, I already knew you. I already told you what you were going to be pretty much. I'm just breaking it down in my terms, and he told them like, this is what you're going to be. So because our ancestors has put caps on God and us and told us what we can and cannot do. I want you to step away from that. And that's another big thing when it comes to awakening and you're in the void. Don't look for validation from nobody, only God. God will tell you what it is that you need to do. So when I was looking at, my glass is dirty, y'all. Don't y'all judge me. Don't be coming for me now. Don't come for me. I can't find my towel, okay, to clean them. I don't know where it's at. But anyway. So I was in Deuteronomy, right? And I was thinking about, I love y'all, okay? I really want y'all to know that. Y'all like, share, and follow. So I was in Deuteronomy and I was reading a little bit around there. And I'm just like, okay, when I thought about Moses and I thought about, how he had a stuttering problem. He didn't speak well. And he was so like, God, well, I can't talk to your people. He said, don't worry about it. He had his homeboy right there. Aaron was right there. The brother was right there, had his back. Boom, spoke it out. But God would speak to him. So when God would speak to him, when he would go up on a mountain and he'd do that. One thing I noticed about Moses, that was a writing joker. Every time he turned around, that joker was writing something. He was writing something. Out of all the people that I read in the Bible, I just noticed that he was the one that was always writing. And then because he got upset, he had to go back up there and write that again. Now, if he wrote it in tablet, that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work to be writing in tablets. I got to clean these glasses. I can't. Y'all have to clown me. So he was like 120 something years old, and then he finally got to the point. He like, look, I'm getting old. It's time for me to rest. But what's up, Pop Hood? But what God told him is, you're gonna go to the people, you're gonna do these things. It is time for you to rest. It is time for you to come, because of the fact he disobeyed God. Same reason why Aaron had to get gone, but he disobeyed God. So your time, you cannot go forward. You cannot go into the milk of land and honey, the land of honey. So, okay, I feel so much better because now I can see. Y'all following me? Give me some thumbs up. So then he went down to the people and he addressed the people and said, I'm 120 years old and no longer to lead y'all. Joshua, just gonna be you, okay? Just gonna be you. So anyway, he was telling him to be strong, He was telling him like, hey, you got this. Pretty much giving him words of wisdom. And you can find that in Deuteronomy 31, somewhere around there. Listen, bear with me. Watch me. And Joshua just sitting there, just imagine this. Imagine this. You over here minding your own business. You've been watching Moses lead and you've been just doing your thing. And then God called you. Come here. You're going to lead the people into the new land. And his whole thing is, wait, me for why? You got Pastor such and such over there that can do that. You got Sister Ingrid over there. You got all these people. What about me? All I want to do is just pick up my bag and walk with everybody into the land. Which the land was pretty much cross street because they were over here in confusion all this time. They didn't know if they should go over there. Should they not go over there? Should they go back to slavery? Should they go? It wasn't that far. I mean, they walked far. Where they had to go wasn't that far. And that's what we call the waiting season. So in the time that we want things to happen in our life, it's the waiting season. Now, the waiting season lasts as long as you want it to last. What do I mean by that? Meaning that, hold on, because this is glare. Meaning that if you choose to, y'all, I'm struggling over here. I'm trying a new setup. So if you choose to sit in confusion in the waiting season, sitting in confusion and, wondering how you should do that, and then you don't see God's hand move fast enough, then you start doing it on your own. See, like with them, they didn't see God's hand move fast enough, so they start building their own idols. These are the ancestors, start building their own things, worshiping their own gods and different things like that. Now, it's been 40 years. They're in confusion. That's where they wanted to stay, when all they had to do is focus. Moses, before he went up on the mountain, he like, look, do away with all this stuff. That is not of God. He go up there and they like, we haven't heard from him in a while. Why we ain't heard from him? Where's he at? You know what? Build a cow out of gold. Get all your stuff and let's go do. They were doing all these different sexual acts, all these different things because of the fact they start believing in their God. Their God told them that it's okay. You know that one feeling that's inside of you guys, when you know it's wrong, but something in you is telling you to do it. That's your God that you created. That is their God, right? And then they're sitting around, they create this God, and then they worship it, and then they do all these things for it. So anyway, God, confirms Joshua and let him know, hey, you taking the people over there. This is going to be your job. This is what you got to do. Is you ready? Well, no complaints. I'm sure. Just imagine what that's like when God called you to do something, right? He called you to do something. But this is another thing when I tell y'all that Moses be writing. And this is another thing when it says God, worship him, praise and worship. And the reason why you praise and worship, right? The reason why you do that is because it's pleasing to him. I have been reading Deuteronomy for some time, some years. And it just hit me. Moses was a songwriter. Wait a minute. Moses, songwriter. God told Moses, write this song down and sing it to my people. Now, when I thought about that, I was like, now look at all these rappers out here. All these rappers out here that ain't made it past the first level, meaning out of the studio. They get to the studio, they record, and it goes nowhere amongst the family. the 10 people, and they rocking it, right? And then you have the ones that make it to hood celebrity status. Okay, you doing it big. Then you have the ones that make it to, commercial, whatever y'all want to call it. I don't know what you call it. I'm not in the music industry. But what I'm trying to tell you is everything has a purpose. People think that just because, I rap, that ain't of God. God create the songwriters. See, the songs that you're sitting around, and I don't know why I came up, but let's talk about you rappers now. Just because you wrote a song and you like, yep, this gonna be it, because everybody gave you all your props and everybody happy for you. Everybody like, yeah, even you singers out there. Everybody done told you this is good, but that ain't the one that made it. That ain't the one that made it. And haven't you noticed that when you talk about God, it just never takes off? But have you ever went to God and asked him, God, what is it that you want me to write? Because your gift is not yours. Your gift is not yours. Have you ever tried to bless something before you started? Your gift is not yours. If God gave you the gift to sing, how dare you put purpose on what you want to sing? What come out your mouth? Do you understand? It's not saying that you got to sit around here singing gospel, because half the gospel folks practice witchcraft. But if you go to God, just because something say gospel does not mean it's of God. Let's talk about, what's her name? Andrea. The one that drinks. She's a gospel singer, but she drinks. I love her. And you know why God keep blessing her and everybody keep coming for her and she keep bouncing back? Everybody keep coming for her because her voice is anointed. She's anointed. See, God chooses those type. He chose the Joshua. He chose the Moses. He chose the Aaron. He chose those types to carry out his mission. So it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. It doesn't matter what everybody else say. She's doing what she's supposed to be doing. Now, if she going behind there and having a drink, that's her business and God. But she's using her gift because she understands it is not my gift. She could have easily went R&B. She could have easily went anywhere. She has a beautiful voice. But she understands what her gift and who she owes this to. Sing him praises. So when Moses wrote this song and sung it to the people, and this is in 31:5. No, it's not. It was in Deuteronomy 31:19 through 22. If y'all can look at that. And it, and in Deuteronomy 32:7, this is my note that I wrote because it made me think of the new generation and we being the elders, right? And if you read Deuteronomy 32, and I want you to think about the times that we living in now, because it talks about the false gods and different things and how we're going, and that's what I talk about in the void. You know what I mean? When you get in the void, what are you going to believe in? Your gift. If you're a rapper, then go to God and ask him what is it that you're supposed to be saying. People think like, okay, and I'm not saying go get your rap and start cussing and all this. That's not what I'm saying. Because I'm not a rapper. Don't get me rapping because I'm a rat-a-tat-tat. I'm about to rhyme everything. This is about to go nursery rhyme. But no, ask God what it is that what is it, God, that you want of me in this moment? What do you need me to say? And I guarantee it's going to take off. Same thing with singing. Whatever your business is, go to God and ask him, what is it that you need me to be doing in this moment? What is it? And he's going to show you. It's really not about what you think is good. Because usually when we act out of our own understanding, we're going with the trend. Haven't you noticed? That's why I don't even listen to rap. I listen to old school rap. No, don't get it twisted. My favorite rapper is Fiend. That's mind your business. So I listen to that because I remember at a point in time when I came back from Iraq and I was listening to the radio and everybody sounded the same. Everybody was a baby. Everybody sounded the same. You know, I went to Iraq and I remember Nelly and them was out. Okay, cool. And then I come back and it's just this, what's that, bubble gum? And all of this. And then old boy Freddie Wap, the one with the eye messed up. What is this mess? I couldn't understand it because everybody was in competition to sound the same. And that's what happened when we get into our hey Picasso, that's what happens when we start operating off our own understanding. We go with the trend. Even the same thing with a lot of women talk about, their wigs and everything. And I like the wigs, I wear them. But the problem is I can't wear them like everybody else. I'm just not. Everybody got the same swoop, baby hair, slick slack, and done. But that's just not who I am. A-Town, what up? So the thing is, you have to stop going off your own understanding and allow God to make you different. You trying to be different, but you still the same. You trying to be different, but you're still doing it the same. You get the same outfit, but a different color. You get the same type of hairdo, but a different swoop. Or the baby hair on this side is done. You know what I mean? You get this rapper and you want to sound like this guy. You singing this song and you want to sound like Beyonce. Be you. God created you differently. And he created you differently because he needs you to operate in your purpose. In your purpose, you have a job to do, whether it's to sing praise or not. Half of y'all probably earth angels and don't even understand that you're an earth angel. That's why you have the voice of an angel. Maybe you were in the choirs of heaven. But yet you came down and you here in the matrix, stuck. Listen, Lucifer had a beautiful voice, they say, the best one. But guess where he's at? Controlling the matrix. So if he shows you that, hey, I can get you out there. I can get you commercial. I can get you all these things. Sing it this way. Sing about this. Sing this. Go off your own understanding, and then you become a songwriter. So back to the songwriters, the producers. So maybe because Moses he wasn't a songwriter. He was more of the producer. God told him what to write, and he orchestrated how he wanted it to be sung. So I don't know why this was so specific. So whoever you is and wherever you are, just because the music is not working out, see, that's your passion. Maybe you're supposed to be a producer. Maybe you're supposed to be the songwriter. Maybe you're the one that's supposed to bring the music in to direct. You go to God. God, what is it that you need me to say and what you need me to do? He's going to give you the words that need to be said so it can be spoken because everything has a message. Now, and the reason why I say everything has a message, as y'all know, yesterday I came on and I broke some stuff down to you. I broke some stuff down about messages, how to look within the Bible. It is messages all through there. We started at Genesis 5, and we looked at all the names and found out, what does their name mean? And, looking at what their name mean, even in Hebrew. And then when you break it down, it was a whole message. And what was it a coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that everything is in order and in time just the way he wants it. Because why would God take the time to... What's so important about these names and everyone just look at, because you got to know the history. You got to know where you came from. No. It's a reason why these things are there. Even in the Roman times, everything was encoded. The Da Vinci Code, everything was encoded. Everything for a reason. Because it can only be read by the ones that are chosen to read it. Okay? So with all that, you guys, find your purpose. Start living in your purpose and operating your purpose. Y'all like, share, and follow, okay? So that's something I wanted to talk about. But yesterday we talked about women standing in our grace. And I know I said I'll pick back up on it, but I don't really have anything more to say other than repeating it. And you guys can look on the, I put all the lives on my YouTube. This one, it is still uploading. The one from yesterday is still uploading, so don't judge me because my stuff works slow. But I was just thinking about, like I said, I wanted to come on here and talk about Moses. Now, I don't have enough time in a day. I'm telling you, it's like I have so much stuff that I want to do and I want to get out. And right now I'm working on the workbook. If y'all have not got your book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love, it is on Amazon, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble's website. Look at my bio, look on my page, and get the link from there. So I'm working on a workbook that's going to be 12 weeks, 12-week workbook of how to improve yourself. self-awareness, how to become the better version of yourself. And it's going to play off of this. It's going to play off of that. And at the same time, I'm working on a whole nother book. However, I don't believe in giving everything 10%, because if you got a million things going on, then you can't give it 100%. So I choose to focus on the workbook, because this workbook is so important to me. This workbook, I want this workbook, like when you open this workbook, I really want you to feel like you are in college. I need to be on the Hillman TikTok thing, right? But I want you to feel like that you're in college, like you're really working on you. I want you to feel like you are tapped in with God, and God is tapped in, and period. And he's telling you, and you're learning something, because the next step is for you to start operating your purpose. I really want this workbook to be that way. So right now I'm in chapter 3, which is, week 3 of the workbook. And what happens is after each day, because each day of that week for 5 days, it's going to be something that you study, and then it's going to be questions that you're going to work on, but it's all about working on self. But I want to do a study group. And the reason why I want to do a study group, and I got to figure out how I'm going to do this, because you're going to have access to my manuscript before it even get published. And what that means is we come together in a Zoom, and I want the questions that we're going to put to that for you to work on yourself. I want to make sure that it is valuable. It means something. It brings value to you, not just me writing a book, asking you questions. You're like, oh, okay. No, I really want you, through this awakening, through this self-love journey and this healing, I really want you to advance. I want you to ascend. I want this book. And that's why I'm taking my time, and I'm allowing God to work with me. And even after every day, there's a prayer. So the prayer is not just something okay, that sounds like a good prayer. No, each prayer, I bless it, and I ask God to bless it. I ask him to give me what I need to say. Allow the Holy Spirit to give me what I need to say. I don't just write stuff just to write stuff. And that's why all this time coming into the point that I am now, people didn't understand me. It seemed like I was a little different. Like I was always a cool chick. I mean, I just am who I am. But when I get real deep. So I found myself not talking, and I would not talk until I went through my awakening, and God is like, got hit in the throat. You better talk. I gave you a voice, and there's a reason for that. And so then after my awakening, I start speaking. But I'm no lie. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it was like diarrhea at the mouth. I couldn't stop talking. I mean, I was just talking, like I was excited to talk, and people that didn't know me, just like, what is she talking? Well, I'm talking because you don't understand where I just came from. You don't understand what God just did, how he just moved in me, how he just fixed something that I hid and was broken from childhood trauma. Pow! Coach Nye here. Listen to me talk, right? So I had to learn, what am I going to talk about? So then now that I'm in my zone, I'm in my purpose, it's not that I'm talking nonsense. It's the people that will come will want to understand what I'm teaching. They get it. I'm breaking it down so they can get it. Not just to be on here lollygagging and just having some mess going on. Thank you for joining. Good Sense. Oh, that's not your, what is it? Thy? Listen. Because you always like my stuff, so I appreciate you. Good Sense. Oh, but is it something thy? What is happening here? So, yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't catch it. But anyway, so that's the main point on everything that we got going on. I want to make sure that I do that. So I want to get a study group and get a couple of people that I could trust. I'm going to pray for God to do that, and we come on. And we go over each chapter, and we together collectively come up with great answers. And then, the way I pay you back is adding you to the book, just adding your name to the book, right? Because this is the help or whatever, right? So I don't know how it's going to go, how I'm going to, but right now in this moment, it's going to be a thick workbook, and it's going to be good. It's really going to be knowledgeable. My book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love, it is really about my testimony and different things that helped me create through each step of my self-love journey. It's to help guide you. It's just a guide, and it can help guide you. You can either use my techniques or not, or you can listen to my testimony, and it might affect you, but it's showing you still what you need to do with the boundaries and accountability, and things like that, holding yourself accountable and holding people accountable. And so it's a really good read too. But everything that I put out, I want it to be steady. So, when we look at our self-esteem and self-love, let's look at confidence, because confidence is an inside job. Did y'all know that? Confidence is an inside job. It's inside job because it's up to us. But when we're not healed, we don't know nothing. We look at everything and try and place blame somewhere. Even for me, I was saying I have low confidence because, my mother used to do this and my mother used to do that. And I held so much anger towards my mother because I just only remember all the things that she did wrong, and it hurt me until I had to realize, hold on. She did those things. It is not my job to figure out why she did those things. It is not my job to figure out, was it in good intent? Was it because she didn't know no better? Is this not my job? Hey, now, my job is to fix me. And I had to hold myself accountable. When she said this to me, how old was I when she said that? Well, okay, I was young. So I processed it as a child. I processed something that an adult said to me, and I processed it as a child to understand. So those are the type things that I say. I had to realize, okay, now that I'm older, the 5-year-old, 7-year-old, 9-year-old processed what she said. And for me, it was devastating. When what she said, if I was of age, wouldn't have bothered me. Do you understand? That's why it's so important to communicate, have a conversation. But it takes a special type of person to heal. I had to heal for me to see that, because when you go through what they call the dark night of the soul, right? When you go through that is when God showed you yourself. It ain't about everybody else. See, we were raised to say somebody did it. If you misplaced something, this was one that really got me. Who took it? Who stole it? We immediately go to somebody has to be accountable for that. But not one time did we hold ourselves accountable. So, okay, something comes up missing. I can't find it. The last time I seen it was here. Somebody stole it. So that person that just left my house, oh, you better bring me my stuff because I know you took it. We go straight in. But instead of, let's look at it like this. I noticed something is not here. It was here. I know the last time I seen it, it was here. When was the last time that you seen it? Yes, the last time you seen it, it was there. But was that last time 3 years ago? Or was that last time yesterday? Or was that last time the day before? Or was that last time right before they came? See, that's how you can backtrack. Because if I seen this right before you came here and I just looked at it and then you came, now it's missing. Now I'm calling because we're about to have a conversation. Right? But now I need to backtrack. I need to figure out, because now for me, this is what I can say. It's missing. Last time I seen it, I don't know when the last time I seen it, but this is where it was. Thank you for the gift. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Come on in. Hey, town. And I said, okay, cool. Well, I got to take accountability for this, because if it was something that important to me and I left it out, that means that I didn't protect it like it should have been protected. And if it's my money and I'm leaving the money out and I know other people are around, then I can't be upset about that. Thank you so much. I can't be upset about that because I was supposed to protect it. So you don't put trust in anybody. The only person I trust is God. Anybody else that come around me, I'll let you show yourself. Because at one point in time, I trust everybody. This is the thing. I immediately, right off the bat, I would trust you. Right off the bat. I trust you. And that's just it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I trust you. You said you this type of person, and guess what? You that type of person, and guess what? It is what it is. And then when it come out that you're a liar, I'm sitting there like, clutching my pearls. I am in disbelief. Why? Why am I in disbelief? So now what I do is, because I'm healed, I understand that everyone has a motive. Everyone has a motive. Listen. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I'm looking for something from you. So if me and you are cool and I'm trying to gain something from you, whether it's a friendship or whatever, Does not matter. When you come into somebody's life, you're trying to gain something. We don't know if it's good and we don't know if it's bad. I don't know what side of the fence you're on. So if I come into your life, I come into your life trying to gain whatever it is, either wisdom, friendship, or whatever, right? Whatever it may be. That's what I'm trying to gain. So I can't sit and get mad when people mess up a good thing. I can't get mad about that. That's exactly right. And that's exactly what I was about to say. You can't get mad because people don't treat you how you treat others. Listen, that person may cheat on you, do whatever it is, mistreat you in any kind of way. Thank y'all for the like, shares, and follow. In any kind of way. But guess what? What you going to get mad at? And so I tell people, when I got my divorce, I married my kid's father twice. The first time we got married, we had our kids, got a divorce. He didn't do right by me. Remarried him 10 years later, like, okay, well, maybe. We were childish at the time. Maybe. He did the same thing, except for this time was a little bit different. I understood that, hey, let's go back. The first time I was okay. I was able to walk away because I said, he just wasn't for me. It's not that I sat on like he mistreated me. He wasn't my person, because my person would love me and not hurt me. So I let that go. Now, the second time I realized that, hey, you think I'm a fool, so you want to play with fire. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect because I know this ain't going to end well for you. Nor me. I'm going to lose everything. I don't know where end you're going to be at. I don't know what hospital, casket. I don't know where you're going to end up. But you're not going to play with me. So I disconnect, right? I'm laughing, but I'm serious. Because I come from a growth of knowing that people will do you how you allow them to do you. And I can't get mad at this man because he don't treat me like I treat him. I treat him really good. I treat my friends really good. If you come into my life, I give you nothing but respect. I'm going to meet you with respect. But I can't get mad because you don't meet me with respect. You're only meeting me with what you know. If you don't know anything about respect, because if you ain't giving me respect and you just met me, that means you don't give nobody respect. So you just met me. Most people try and do the whole, well, hey, let me get to know you before I disrespect you. No. So I'm not going to get mad. It's okay. Be you. And I had to start focusing on me. When I walk in a room, people don't speak. I don't care. I don't get mad anymore. I used to be like, oh, it used to drive me crazy on the inside, because what would happen is when everybody would stop and look at me, now I'm looking at me. Is something wrong with my hair? Is something wrong with this? All this is going on in my head, right? Now, because I'm healed, I don't care, because I understand I'm a catch. Look at me too. Now, but it's that that's all they do. That's all they do, glow up. That's it. And that's the part that you learn when you heal. It's projection. Your whole life, something been projected on you. This whole life you've been living in the matrix of projection. Okay, this is what it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's been for years. So then this is how I felt about it. So this is how you're supposed to feel. Boom. No. So which leads us back to the confidence. It starts within. It's an internal job. Because on the external of your confidence, what that look like is you start acting out of your low self-esteem space. Meaning that you hanging around people that you know can't even pump the same kind of gas you pump in your car. Can't even go to the same kind of stores, grocery stores that you go to. Can't do nothing, but yet you hanging with these people because you're looking for some validation. And that's what, when you lack confidence, that's what you do. Look for validation, confirmation from people. I don't care. At one point, I cared a little bit, but a little bit is too much. And then at one point, I cared a lot of bit, but a lot of bit is way too much. But now, in my 40s, I'm going to be 44 this year. You think I care what somebody is going to tell me about me? No. I'm a flex. Of course they're going to talk about me. I got my stuff together. Of course they're going to talk about me. I'm a flex. Of course they're gonna look at me. Of course people are going to try and date me to tear me down because I'm pissing them off. I'm pissing off their spirit. Of course. When people talk about you, just think about it. You're a flex. What man or what woman talk about another person that they don't care nothing about? If anything, they ain't trying to let nobody know they dealt with that person. They ain't trying to let nobody know they dated that person. Like, keep that on the wraps. They ain't telling them. But it's that one that's a flex that they like, oh, so I dated such and such. I look back and because people get to say, I dated her. Nah. Do you know I dated you from a low self-esteem era? You ain't even attractive. You gotta tell people? You know what I mean? You ain't even got your life together. You about to tell people? See, at that time I was looking at your potential. I wasn't looking at your face. Yes. All right, I like that glow up. Yeah, like, Now you better tell people that you know me. Because I'm a flex. Had I not been a flex, then you'd have kept it low key. See, that's how you got to look at things. Look at it for what it is. Haters going to talk about you, but are they really haters? They're admirers. See, you got to change your way of thinking. Because a hater, they admire you so much, but they hate that they admire you. So they try the negative. They try and tear you down to make themselves feel good. They try and get under your skin, try and figure you out. They want to know how you breathe, man. They want your nose. Give me your nose so I can breathe the air like you breathe the air. They start looking at themselves, not liking things about themselves. And they looking at you like, well, I got this. Why they got that? You know, why I did this and why? Because it's the spirit of jealousy and envy. So they hate you down, and this is how some people get taken out because this hatred is so strong. Think about this. Really think about this. I'm so mad at you that I want you off the planet. I want you out of this world. I'm so mad. You made me so mad that I want you out of this world. Why is you mad? Half the people that pass on is because this one made more money than that one. This one got more girls than that one. This one. And then when the girls set the girls up, they take girl fight to a whole nother level. I'm telling you, the Delilahs are real. Yeah. Setting them up. Because I'm so jealous. Because your V-part wig lay better than mine. Your lace front lay better than mine. The way yours lay better than mine. When I go out, I put this whole outfit on. But then you just showed up in just a hoodie and a baseball cap. And you got all the men. I'm so mad I want you taking out this world. Those people that do that, they'll never have peace in their life. Because they'll always find the next person that they need to take out of this world. They'll never find peace. Because it's in them that's broken. So they'll always have the envy because it's in them that's broken. Thank you for the follow. Tavia, thank you. It's always going to be in them. You can't get it out of them. That's why Jesus said it's certain kind of spirits that you just can't pray out. You got to fast. It ain't going no, it's going to always be there. See, it started in the womb. And the mama sitting there like, I had the worst pregnancy with that one. That one he was raising hell from then. But see, what did you lay with? Which brings us back to what we talked about. What spirits are attached to you? What did you lay with? You done lay with and made baby Lucifer. And he came into this world to do his job. We call him evil, this, that, and the other, and it didn't faze him because that's his job. That's why stuff don't faze folks when they can smile in their mugshot after they done took out a whole mass of folks. What did you lay with? What did you let touch you? And then it's like, hey, it's a mother's love. I'm going to always love my child. Yeah, I get it. But let's get to the root of it. What did you lay with so that won't happen again? Because you done made other children and that one child just ruined the other kid's childhood. Because what did you let touch you to make him? Because it came from somewhere. It's a seed and it came from somewhere. And so you have to stop getting mad at the enemy when the enemy is doing their job. It's his job. Oh, he evil. Really? Really? So he knows that. That's his job. The enemy is going to always do his job. Always. But are you going to do your job? Or are you going to help the enemy do his job on you? Meaning that the enemy, you see the enemy coming for you. You see the enemy doing these things to you. And then you sitting here in the wonderland and trying to figure out, okay, well, let me people please. Let me still stay attached. Let me do this. You're allowing the enemy to help destroy you from the inside. Because once he kills what's on the inside, it's a wrap. That's why you see people that look lifeless. You look in their eyes, it's just black. It's just nothing there. They're soulless. Because you allowed him on the inside. He done ate up what's on the inside. Because what's on the inside is supposed to be the kingdom of God. It's supposed to be the Holy Spirit. But there's nothing. Because you allowed him. You helped him get on in the inside and tear it up. There's not enough room for him in the Holy Spirit. Because the thing about the Holy Spirit, he just come as is. Because he's part of the Trinity. So all three are in him. So he comes as is. And it's a big, powerful light that comes within you. The enemy, what he comes with? He comes with all his homies. Everything that he created. Everything. See, they're like that one folks that you let them in. Like, let's look at it like roaches. If you see one roach, trust me, it's more. Cut the light off. Do you understand? Leave some food out. When you leave the food out, you're feeding. So if the enemy, you turn the lights off, the enemy dwells in the dark. That's the thing. A lot of y'all sit in the dark and then y'all say, I'm depressed because the enemy told you to say that you're depressed. But you're not. You're unmotivated. Excuse me. You're unmotivated. But the enemy told you to say you're depressed so he can dwell in you. Because if you're depressed, then you'll make sure all the lights off, the curtains are closed, and then he can dwell and do his business. Do his earthly business. And you help him do that by not standing strong and being confident in who you are. So that's why it's so important to match your words with what's going on. It's important that you take control of here. You're in control of this. Once you allow the enemy in to tell you what it is that you're doing, it's a wrap. It's done. Some things will not be able to be prayed out. You can sit around all day. I rebuke. I call it out now. And you can call it by his name. And he's just like, ha, ha, ha. Who sent you? Who sent you? Until you fast. When you starve it. See, can't nothing stay in when you're starved. You're going to run it out. You have to starve the spirit. Yes. Starve it. Get it up out of you. But do your job. When the enemy shows up, stop trying to run around here talking about some because that's negative and this, that, and the third. We ain't doing that. No. Stop doing that. You just keep doing your job. Listen, no matter where you go, the enemy is going to be there. Y'all like yin and yang, okay? No matter where you go, he's going to be there. So while he's doing his job of throwing darts in your back and spitting spitballs at you, doing whatever it is, tripping you when you walk, keep untying your shoes, taking your purse, putting it one way and making you late. You can't find your keys. When he's doing all his job, you just keep doing your job. You keep singing. You keep focusing. You keep studying. Let me tell you, I have had nothing but a glow on me and been feeling so good for the last couple of weeks. And I'll tell you why. Because I surrendered. I thought I had already surrendered. I did. I was like, well, God, I already surrendered. And then I realized, I was still controlling something. I was controlling the outcome. I was in the waiting. I threw myself in a waiting season. God told me I can have something, and then I put myself in a waiting season. And when you're in the waiting season, it turns into, for some, the wilderness. And what is the wilderness as I teach y'all? Let me see if somebody gonna say it. What is the wilderness? What is the desert? Let's see what kind of interaction we got going on here. Probably none. So I'll wait. And then I realized that, wait a minute. I done put a cap on God and created in my mind already how this is going to come to me. There you go, Nye. Confusion, right? I sat there because I'm thinking and I'm dwelling. I'm just going and going, trying to figure out, okay, God, when is it going to come? Like looking out the window, when is it going to come? Like Christmas time, what is happening? When is it going to come? When is this? When is that? What is that? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dang. And then I found myself in this confusion because now I'm in my head like, okay, it ain't came yet. Now I'm crying. I'm like, oh, and I was like, wait a minute. How did I get here? How did I go from trusting, surrendering to, because I let go half of it. I let go of the part of, okay, it's not going to come, human-like experience, like, oh, you're going to get a promotion. Oh, this is going to happen. No, it's not going to. I understood that it's going to be supernatural. So I let that part go. But on this end, I start waiting for it. I threw myself in a waiting season. And then when I finally got up, I'm going to tell you what happened. It wasn't a planned fast. It wasn't. See, when God needs you to do something, that's what he had to do. He threw me into a fast. It wasn't on purpose because I wasn't thinking about fasting like that. And what had to happen is, and he taught me something too. He taught me because I was sleeping a lot. I was just like getting up like, what is that in here? I'm going back to sleep. I'm tired. I was wore out because my mind is going too much. And then I intake more sugar. Then I intake more of this. And then I intake more of that. So then I got thrown into, all of a sudden okay, I'm done with that. All I'm drinking is water. I'm not having no sugar. I don't want no sugar. I don't want no sodas. I don't want nothing. I'm just water. That's it. And after I flushed my system, I was able to think clearly now. And I realized, clutch my pearls, oh, I messed all this up. Wait a minute. Immediately, I was thrown into, it's like I ascended immediately. Like I was in a whole nother timeline. Like I was able to be thrust. I was thrust into that timeline because of the fact I let go. I put boundaries on me. I put anchors on me. I tied myself down to a moment, a thought. And that thought just kept replaying over and over. When I tell you I've been feeling good, listen, you see that stretch? That's because I did some serious leg workout. And, I have to do some lower back exercises because in order to keep my sides tight, you got to work. Now, listen, ladies, if y'all want to grow y'all butts and get a separation of, I'm a personal trainer too, want to get the separation from your back to your butt, to get like that shelf, to look like it's its own thing, you have to work your lower back. You have to tighten up your lower back because tightening up your lower back, that makes it smaller. So therefore, when you're doing more glutes, and before you do your glute exercise, always do glute activation. You don't know what that is, Google it. Do some glute activations. You should be working your glutes 3 times a week. Not just your glutes, but your whole lower body. But I work my glutes 3 times a week, as well as my quads and hamstrings and everything else. So as you do that and you're lifting your butt, now you have the back separation, which is the shelf, and it goes and it's up. That's what you want. So there's the gem for that. It's all about glute activation, glute activation, glute activation. Remember that before you do a leg workout, glute activation. So yeah, I've been feeling good. I'm happy. I'm peaceful. I don't want to study anything else. All I do is get into my word and I study my word. I'm over here operating in my purpose. My purpose is to get the message out, to get this out. I come on here and speak to you guys, say what needs to be said. And the thing is to give you my testimony as well, because I don't know, maybe somebody out there is trying to figure out how they're going to balance it all. I don't know how to balance it all, but when you're operating in your purpose, you never get tired. That's just that. You don't get tired. You don't get tired at all. And so for me, I got a lot going on, but I'm getting it done. I'm operating in my purpose. I'm getting it done. I'm getting it done. And I don't have a team. And that's something that, I'm waiting on God. I don't have a team. So until then, I have to operate when I do. And like I said, I don't want to do, I want to give it 100%, not 10% here, 10% there, 10% there. And I don't know what next week going to look like because I got to start going back to the office. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing the same time. Hey, April, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the same time, with the teaching and coming on here and doing live. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I'm not sure how things are going to switch up. I don't know. But I do know this. If I'm not doing lives, then I'll be doing videos and I'll be posting them on YouTube. So you guys go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube, because that's where the season 2 of the podcast is going to be. And also this is where all the TikToks, after I get done, I upload them there. So y'all rock with me. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I just wanted to come on here, touch some bases. Whatever y'all got going on, go to God about it. If you've been rapping, singing, you know, whatever business you got going on, whatever it is that has not taken off yet, it's because what from the drawing board, did you ever seek his face first? Seek his face first. Seek his face and let him tell you what you're supposed to be doing. Ask him what I'm supposed to be doing in this moment. He gave you the gift. You can sing. He gave you the gift to rap. He gave you the gift to do hair. He gave you the gift to cut hair. He gave you these gifts. He gave you a gift to be a motivational speaker, then speak. If you having problems with speaking, reach out to me. Like I said, I do life coaching. The first 30 minutes, your first appointment, 30 minutes is totally free. And we could talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. And then from there, if I can't help you, I'll refer you to who can, or you get on the schedule and you can come back. But for right now, and go to my link in my bio and book there. And if you can't book there, just DM me and we'll figure it out. So y'all, I want y'all to remember to pour into yourself before you pour into others. Think about this though. God will fill your cup until it overflows. You only give out the overflow. You never take from your cup. Your cup should always stay full. And what I mean by that, even with your energy, no one should be able to come to you and drain you of your energy. No one should be able to come to you and trauma dump. No. No one should be able to come to you. If you got 2 hours off and you got 30 minutes to spare, and you got another 2 hours to do what you want, no one should tap into your 2 hours. Do you understand what I'm saying? So whatever it is that God bless you with, they are not to take from your cup, because that is your portion. Now the overflow is what goes to others, but it's not just to anybody, because we're working on healing ourselves and learning to love ourselves. We're not people pleasing. Just because you got it, you just going to hook them up. Like, you know what, I'm going to pay for the trip for Africa. No, you're not. They're going to pay for their own trip. And if they can't pay for it, then oh well. Your overflow is for the storehouse, for when God send the people to you that you need to help, or whatever it is that you need to do in his kingdom business. Okay. I love you guys. If no one told you today, I love you. I am so proud of you guys. Thank y'all for choosing my platform to join and come in and we have a conversation. Thank you guys. Reach out if you need to. If you haven't got your book, get your book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Walmart, Barnes & Noble website. We're going to start our book club. If you need life coaching, reach out. Love you guys. Coach Nye out.